Hi, welcome back to another one of my Airsoft videos, and today we're going to be looking at the Galaxy M83 Barrett 50 cal spring action sniper rifle. That's a mouthful, isn't it? This thing looks amazing. This is a 1-to-1 scale of the American manufactured Barrett firearms company, which is legendary really for used by the American Army and Special Forces. This thing is capable of penetrating armour at over a mile away. Not this one, this is also an airsoft gun. This thing is pretty superior. Look at the state of it. I mean, that is an impressive looking gun, even if it's an airsoft gun. The reason I bought this is because I love the way it looks, and we can't own a real Barrett in the UK, and why would you want to? I'll give you an example. This is a round shot by an M4, and this is what this would shoot in real life. This is the 50 cal bullet. Okay, let's have a look at the gun. So it's mainly polymer. Most of all the body is polymer on this. It has a metal outer barrel. The trigger is metal, and the trigger guard metal. The cylinder inside is also metal. The gun is 1.4 meters long, or 4.5 foot of T-tangling, tripping over glorious length. The gun weighs 3 grams, so actually, sorry, 3 kilograms, so it's actually fairly light. Outer barrel is 87 centimeters with a 47 centimeter inner brass barrel. You have a 57 centimeter long upper weaver rail, which is obviously a 20 millimeter, which is custom to most airsoft guns. Gun doesn't come with a tripod. You have to buy this separately. This is a steel tripod, costing you around about 40 US dollars, and about the same in English pounds. The gun holds a magazine, which is this, which obviously has got to be this big to take a round like this. Although this round is significantly larger than the magazine, so I don't think that's a true size. This magazine holds 20 BBs, whereas the real gun only holds 10, so fairly realistic. Although that said, all of this is for the BBs. The rest of this is just storage. It's just empty. So you can put things in there like whatever you like. The gun shoots at around about 420 FPS on the records, although when I've test fired this one, it's only shooting at 380 FPS, which is a little bit more disappointing. That said, it is a really impressive looking gun. The flash hider on the end is plastic, it's not metal, which again is a little bit disappointing. Other than that, oh, come on, look at this thing. It's struggling to get this on my table. But as I say, you can see from here that the gun is drawn by the cocking handle here, which you draw back. What can I say? The 3 pins on the gun which hold it in place, and now I've turned around, you can't see that. But obviously you've got facility on there to be able to mount more things if you want to. I have to say, the reason I bought this gun, it's too long, it's very long, but it looks fantastic. Let's complete the picture. Very impressive. The barrel can be taken apart. There's a little grub screw just under here, which if you loosen, the barrel then rotates and comes out, so making it easier to store it. Look at this thing. Why would you not buy this? Okay, quite long, I get that. Why would you not buy this? This is amazing! Hold on a second. So there is a downside to this gun. In fact, several downsides to this gun. Everything I've just said to you is what you would find on the internet, telling you how wonderful the gun is and how great it is. And £180, just around about saying $190, you're getting quite a lot of gun for your money. Although the real gun, obviously this is all metal and this is polymer. Okay, so things I don't like about this gun, and there is a few. First one would be, it's too long. I mean, who's going to run around with a gun like this? Yeah, great for intimidating people, but it's not practical, is it? The flash hider on the front here, which is, as I say, plastic, when I was tightening it up, has split. Although it's still sturdy and it's still on, it's split already. The other thing I don't like about this gun is that if you're in a position for shooting, the draw handle, the cocking handle is quite a long way away. Unless, now I realise on the real gun it needs that because it's got a huge big spring and everything there for shooting it around like this. But on Airsoft, if you're trying to make your little shot, great. On this, you have to pull forwards, and when you do, the gun's dropping down. So look at this for if you want to cock the gun. It's not exactly quiet for a start, but if you're in a position and you're trying to make that delicate shot, it's quite a long way away to get to it. Now I appreciate that actually that's similar to what the real gun is, but it just seems a bit of a hassle. Other things I don't like about this gun is that it doesn't balance on my table. At all. Is this magazine. Now this magazine is a polymer magazine, 20 rounds as I said. The problem is, realistically, when I use my sniper rifle, I have like a VSR, or I use my Novrich, I have 5 magazines on me. How are you going to carry 5 of these magazines? They're too big, they're too bulky. You can't, where would you, it's not practical. You're almost having to carry one and just refill it every time when you run out. Maybe that's what the package for at the end. The other thing I have a problem with this gun is that, as I said, the flash hider broke when I tightened it up. Underneath here, obviously, is your loading nozzle. And this loading nozzle has sheared on this gun. I don't know why, but the actual part there, the round part that takes the BBs up, broke off. It's only a polymer, but I don't know why it's done. Now I thought easy enough to replace, but to replace it, it's the whole of this mechanism down the bottom, and I can't find it anywhere. I've now molded a piece on and remade it, but it's not perfect. In fact, it's far from perfect. This gun has been nothing but hassle for me. The other thing I don't like is the gun is held, as in the real gun, by pins, which you pull out, okay, to take the gun apart. It should have one here. Well, I've lost it. And I'm fairly careful about these things, but I've lost it already. They do fall out. They're not particularly firm. Let's just take this off. So you pull that back, and then this pulls back here. This is your cocking system in here. So you've got the cocking handle, your spring on top, your cylinder in there, and then your spring on the side here. I'm just going to take this apart and just show you something. So to take this down, one-handed, you take this part off, pull out your spring. By pressing the trigger, you can then take out your cylinder, and then this part drops out as well. This leads me to the last thing that I'm not keen on. The trigger on here is fairly useless. Okay, so what you've got is a plate just in here, and the trigger basically pulls. When you push the trigger, it pushes up on this part, making the plate drop. So the cylinder in here will come back, sit on that plate. When you pull the trigger, it goes forward. It's one piece of metal. You can see straight through it. It's really, really basic. There's no feel to it. It just either shoots or it doesn't. It's not very sensitive, and it is, well, quite frankly, a really bad, awful trigger. The hop up, by the way, is adjusted on the end of the barrel, which is through a grub screw here. The grip on the gun is okay. It's fairly comfortable, pretty solid. It's just kind of really, it's not very exciting. And then you have your safety and your fire mode. And this is very basic as well. Basically what you've got is a lock, which is safe, and when you take it off, this little lock comes back, enabling the trigger to move. It's so simplistic. Maybe simple is good, maybe not in this case. Okay, so let's put this back together. But actually, before we do that, this cylinder, by the way, is very basic. Before we put it back together, there is one thing that could save this gun, and that's this. This is a CO2 conversion kit. Okay, it's very similar to what you actually get with the gun, but this is an addition. This one in the UK costs £50. And this will sit in here, making this a CO2 gun. Now that I thought was quite impressive. Let's put this together. I've shown you how to take this gun apart. Let's put this one in and see what difference that makes. So you have a shorter spring than the other one. This part you will need. So this is what came off the gun originally, and this is the one that we're going to put in. So first you want to do is take your cylinder out, and using a screwdriver or an Allen key, loosen this. It's quite a long screw. Drop in your CO2, obviously with a bit of silicone oil on there. Put this back on. And then tighten it up. And that is now ready to go. So, putting this way around, putting your trigger back. Okay, so that's in. Drop the tube in. And again, you need to pull the trigger to be able to drop this in again. Then using your spring, which goes onto the bottom of this part here, and the spring off the original gun, and that goes through the top part here, and this base then clicks into this plate right here. Let's put this back on as well. So the body kit just slides back on again. And then this part clicks back in. And then your pin goes in. And that's it. This is now a gas rifle, or a CO2 rifle. Which makes it much more interesting, because now the FPS is up to around about 450 FPS and the draw's a lot easier. Let me show you what I mean. This gun's not loaded, there's no BBs in there. Now all of a sudden this gun becomes a bit more interesting. Still quite loud, but so much easier to draw, so much quicker. Now it's actually a fun gun to use. And with a better FPS. But wait. I'm not doing a lot of loving for this gun. When you change that CO2 capsule and put a fresh one in, you get about 50 shots. So 2.5 magazines, call it 2 magazines. And then, in game, you have to pull out the pin, slide off your top, take out the spring, pull out your CD capsule, pull out the tube, take out the inner tube, unscrew it, take out your empty O2, take out your gas capsule, screw it back in, put it back into the cylinder, put your spring back in, put the stock back, put the pin back in, put the pin back in, put your mat. It's nice to have a gas sniper rifle, but pulling teeth would be easier. What are my conclusions for this gun? Not much. £180, there's a lot better guns that you can buy out there, which aren't really as long as this and so cumbersome, which are better made, which are more upgradable and repairable when they do break. This doesn't shoot at 500 FPS, which as a sniper you really want to be close to that level. At 400, it's just not powerful enough. You might as well run a DMR where you're going to have more success, or just go full automatic. Construction wise, I think it's fairly basic and not very impressive. Aesthetically, I think I said that right, aesthetically, I love it. I have to say, this is a wall hanger. I'd put it behind this wall and gladly look at it every single day. But it's not a skirmishable gun. You don't want to be carrying this around on an airfield, or 5 of these around on an airfield. If you want to know what this gun is like as an airsoft gun, have a look at Red Wolf TV. They're pretty cool. They ran the Socom Gear 107. It's a shell ejecting 8mm BB gun, which is full metal. Have a look at their website, their YouTube video. That gun is amazing, and yet that gun costs £1,700. That's a lot of money for an airsoft gun. This one, £180. Don't do it. There's better guns out there. Just a quick thing to say, thank you so much for coming back and watching another one of my videos. My channel now is coming up to 410 subs, and it's people like you that make this channel what it is. It's just my honest review on guns. I just do it because I enjoy it, and I really appreciate the fact that you guys come back and watch it. With over 100,000 views now, I know it's a small channel, but you guys are amazing. Thank you for the thumbs up on the videos. Thank you for the subscribes. And thank you so much for your comments and stuff as well. It's always really nice. Thank you for watching. I really mean it. It means a lot, and I do it because I enjoy doing these guns, and you guys seem to enjoy my videos. So again, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.